Okay. Hallo Leute, willkommen zurück zu TUBTALK. Mein Name ist Kidraw.
Mein Name ist LJ.
Mein Name ist Vincent.
Mein Name ist Boi.
Und wir sind unfiltered, unbiased und unapologetic.
Ja.
Boom.
Tell them to watch it. Now I ain't talking my pockets. Just know we ain't running out the way that we
LJ, take the reins. What are we talking about?
Today we're going to be talking about the underground scene. Right? So basically we're going to be talking about whether it's overrated, okay, or underrated. Boom. Right?
It's what it is.
Fee actually showed me a TikTok the other day about this rapper, hip hop artist, right? Chronicles. Right? It was massive. It was under some
bridge.
flyover. So it was
flyover.
Yeah, it was under a flyover. It was illegal. Basically, there was no licensing. But they were mosh pitting, and it's all out. It was a basic underground event, right? Yeah. Question is it over or underrated? What do you guys think?
Okay. So I think music industry been quiet for a very long time. I think about after PKP, after COVID, everything was quiet.
Dead.
Yeah. And now suddenly every week, every Saturday, Sunday until end of the year there's event, right? Back to back. And same goes to underground scene. There's a lot of shows, even though it's illegal. Still a lot of people go to the events. And to me, I think it's okay. It's fine.
No.
I
For me,
talk to someone
as an artist, right? Like shit, man. That's what music is, right? You pull
It's
up,
breaking the norm.
yeah. You pull up a stage, a makeshift stage, a back of a truck or whatever, right? Put up some speakers, put up a microphone, drop bars, right? And that's. I think for me, I look at it as
no. Why is it a question? If underground is good or not? Why is it a question?
Okay, so why I look at it as a question is because, I mean, last week we spoke about how many Malaysian artists were on New Music Friday, right? And
Spotify.
Yeah, on Spotify, right? So, if these underground artists are going to remain underground, right? What is going to happen to the future of music in Malaysia, right? Right. So we're looking at it as if they're going to stick to being underground. Are they underground as in that it's underrated, like it's not looked at, or whether it's just that everybody just prefers to be out of the limelight, sort of play with that. I'm not mainstream sort of vibe, right? Everybody wants to be not mainstream. Apparently, that's the mainstream thing to do now. So whether
Excuses.
You cannot be mainstream in Malaysia because why? We talked about it last week, previous episode.
Oh yeah.
New Music Friday, there's 50 songs. Out of 50 songs, there's only 4 Malaysian. Right?
There's definitely a monopoly on it.
You cannot be out there because it's, I don't know, it's being controlled by I don't know.
Even the mainstream guys aren't on it. You know what I mean?
no, but the mainstream guys aren't really releasing any bangers, right?
But still, I mean, like, you would think Dollar would be on it because they just released something. Why aren't they on the New Music Friday?
Then they didn't renew their subscription.
Babski! Tak bayar ni macam
Nama je dollar kan.
Rupi.
For now, Rufi.
For me, it's 50-50. Like, I kind of see, like, some of the artists are really underrated. Some of them are overrated. But then again, I feel like there's so much potential in the underground scene to break out. But I feel like sometimes they're a bit comfortable there.
That's what I'm saying. Like whether has it become a thing?
No, do they choose to become underground and mainstream? Or
Maybe, though. We wouldn't know until we invite one of those artists along.
I think it's doing okay now.
do you consider yourself underground artist?
I don't care. I'm indie.
What is that?
I wouldn't consider myself underground or mainstream. I'm just there.
Just an artist.
Big, I make it big, but I wouldn't call myself mainstream. Don't leave me hanging, fucker.
No, who's the person who gonna judge any artist that if they are underground or they are mainstream?
I think
Mainstream is clear lah. If you're on the New Music Friday among the 50 songs, then
But I think it's also has to do something with a certain sound that they put out. Like underground artists always have this like Travisy, very grungy, trappy sound, and the lyrics.
Here in mainstream,
Exactly.
not
So
that popish
especially
sound.
in Malaysian mainstream hip hop, you won't be hearing those kind of sounds anywhere close. So I feel like that is maybe a contributing factor, maybe to why they want to stick underground, because they're staying true to their sound, maybe.
Huge possibility. Like, but okay, take K-Click for example, right? Like MK went mainstream. MK jump ship and went mainstream, right?
Yeah.
Tuju stuck to his roots. Tuju
Yeah.
remained.
But is Tuju underground?
I think he is.
I would say so too.
Because he's in mainstream shows.
True.
He's getting mainstream events.
Maybe,
Ah.
but I don't know, man. There isn't the same buzz around him anymore like back then.
Yeah.
If you notice,
There's more buzz around MK than
way more.
I think
The-
there's nothing wrong being underground or mainstream as long as you're getting bags, getting paid.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts,
Yeah,
man.
I mean, I
Chase that
agree
bag.
with that. I agree with that massively, but now the question would come: should they sign to a label? Right?
Does that separate you from being underground?
That's another thing. Right? So
Because there are people in label and are still underground.
there are artists who are overrated for the underground scene, but
He's better
they-
off as a mainstream artist. I feel with
yeah,
his sound,
But
and
they
his branding.
remain underground because it's the in thing to be underground. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? It's like, I'd rather eat chocolate
What?
What?
rather than eating
What?
fucking vanilla ice cream or some
2 plus
shit.
2 is 5.
Right?
Doesn't make any
No
sense.
metaphors.
God damn, LJ. What the fuck?
I think no one.
They prefer to stay underground. They like chocolate.
I think no one is in a position to label any artist if they are underground or mainstream, right? Because underground can, if they have a show in
Because I don't know what's the
Uh,
benchmark for you to become a mainstream artist. You could be a really good
okay, if you're
artist.
underground but you have a show in what's the event or something?
No.
Okay, I think I have a good example. I
Mainstream
think,
is when you technically have a recording contract. You're a recording artist.
yeah,
In a traditional way.
yeah.
Um,
With a major label, right?
Major label, not indie label. That's
No,
basically
that-
what mainstream is.
No, I have like a perfect example. Abu Bakar X Ali or whatever the last three.
Abu what?
Abu who?
Abu Bakar Ali. Yeah, he was he was under his own label for a while.
And then he went to the Def Jam.
Then he went to the Def Jam,
Yeah.
and then he got out of Def Jam, right?
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
So I feel like he was from an underground artist who was in the mainstream limelight for a while when he was with Def Jam and doing all those Alifi kind of sounds.
Yeah.
So,
But then he went back to.
but yeah, then he ultimately, yeah, that's it. He went back to the underground. So what's up? It's either something was wrong with this major labels that can't support this underground artist and the sounds that they want to do, or it's just the artist trying to stay true to that sound and
I
not
think-
really giving a fuck about the bag.
I think the one who go mainstream is the one that label can control them, and the one that nobody can control, they
Underground.
go underground because they are a little
Indie.
bit like, right?
Yeah.
So
It's more expressive.
So I basically said the same thing if you ask me, like, am I underground or mainstream? I'm indie, which is underground. It's full circle. No matter
Yeah, exactly. I feel the same way. As long as you're getting that bag, doing your thing, and staying true to your path, and knowing where your ultimate goal is, all power to you. Real talk. To the question itself, the answer. Do y'all think it's over or underrated?
I think underground will always be underrated
There you go. That's Boy's answer.
because it's not what the mainstream wants,
Facts.
but it's what's real.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's what's straight
It's what
to
the people
core.
want.
It will always be underrated.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like I said, like what Chronicles did on TikTok, on wherever they did it, right? Massive, dude. Like, I mean, when
That's
the last
dope.
time have you seen an artist go out, pop up a stage under a fucking flyover, right?
there's
Like
not
fucking
even a
cars
stage.
going over that shit, right?
Yeah.
And just dropping bangers and people just having fun. Like there's no ROI to it. There's no money involved. There's
No,
no
it was a free show.
yeah. Like I said, like there's no money involved. It's just artists having fun. Like and you don't like. There's no separation of security. I mean, for the artists, I worry a bit, right? We jump into a mosh pit you're gonna get hit.
I think there was an issue with one of the artists that they brought. I remember there was an issue, like the mother or something got mad because her daughter was performing and it was like crowded, you know.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't understand it too.
Well, maybe from an old person perspective, it doesn't look that good for your daughter, to, you know, with the Malay mentality and everything. So, okay, it's kind of
Yeah,
understandable.
she might have some daddy issue, but
I don't
but
know.
the mother,
The mom?
what got to do with it? Mother, she has to be like, yeah.
no, because
Hey, your mama, you got some daddy issues?
I didn't see anything.
What was that, Cody?
Oh,
That's
we got name dropping. Moving forward with that underground scene being underrated, definitely, I think we all agree that it's underrated, right?
Yeah.
Now, from being underrated or being in the underground scene, do you think that every rapper or every hip hop artist or every R&B singer has a viral recipe, right, to jump ship and basically become mainstream? What
I
do
don't
you
know.
think?
I think some do, some don't. It depends.
Yeah. It's highly individual if you say it like that.
Okay.
So I feel
Very
like
personal
You don't
thing.
think there's like a specific template that's there and like, you know,
Oh, there
you know,
is.
you
I
go
think
and-
the tactic,
There is.
the tactic for creating a viral song is you need to have a mindset of okay, I need to work on a song for TikTok, right?
Basically,
You have a purpose of okay, I want to
it's a purpose-driven song. It's constructed, not just be like, yo, I fuck with this. It's
it's not
fire.
something you feel. It's just something you did.
Yeah.
It's just for the
There's
sake
no
of
emotions
15,
and
20
all
seconds,
that, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So where you don't have to put so much mental into the
Or
song.
afterthought into it.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I mean, there's a template, and we do see a few artists use that, but
Do you think it's wrong though? That would be a very strong question. Do you think?
personally, I think it's very wrong. It takes away from the music and the art aspect.
Okay.
Because it becomes
Okay.
more of a macam.
No, but they're getting the bag though, right? They're getting the money.
Getting the bag, yeah. But I'm talking about it from a artistic standpoint.
Okay.
Whereas like artistically, if you're going off that template, you're just putting yourself in a cage.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. You're just boxing yourself in.
Pretty much.
But what if they come up with the statement that, you know, I can cry in my fucking Ferrari and shit?
Well, more power to him though. But then again, you don't see Drake dissing what they call it, J. Cole.
Or you can do it right
True.
and don't cry in your Ferrari.
Yeah, exactly. You stay true to your core all the way to the end.
Yeah.
So, but
It's all
I
about
think,
the willpower.
I think the current template, right? I don't know whether if you guys agree with me, but the current template is basically make a viral song, right? Blast it all over TikTok. Get every influencer under the sun to fucking vibe or dance to that shit. Yeah, sort of influence it, right? And then from there, basically, you play with the majority market, which is the Malay market. Yeah, I mean, you go what, majority Malay market, right? So if your song is in Malay, a huge or bigger chance.
One of the check boxes already ticked off right
so
there.
one of the bigger chances to go, right? And then once your song goes viral, basically become a fucking actor, right?
That's the template. Yeah.
That's the template.
That's
That's
the
the money
template.
bag
At some
template.
point, you want to become an actor.
It's either an actor and an actress, right?
I didn't even know how they make that fucking leap though. Some of them can't even fucking act.
But I watched a lot of videos
It's for the
from Vice, right?
I never
a lot
liked
of artists
Vice.
like A-list artists back then.
Mhm.
They did a documentary on how they did a song. One of it is Shaggy. It wasn't me. You watched the video
Yeah.
on how
I didn't see that video yet
it's
though.
not planned. They don't plan to create a hit song. You
But
know,
then
they
again,
just
the
find-
music,
No,
the
but you
music
see,
industry in
Similar to
America is very
Cisco.
different though.
Yeah,
It's very vibey and it's
Is it-
very
J.
people.
Cole-
Still,
Yeah, no, okay,
majority of hit song, they don't plan to have a okay. Let's create a hit song. No,
But
they just-
those aren't temporary viral songs.
Those are
Like
those-
Lil Nas and all.
Maybe-
Those are
maybe
ever
it's
made
not-
songs.
okay, maybe it's not a temporary song because there's no TikTok back then. There's no social media back then.
Maybe, but
And they
Because
just
we talk
say,
about Cisco, the panties, tong song.
tong 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 tong.
You don't know tong song?
I don't know.
Cisco.
I don't know Cisco. Sorry.
Okay, let's take J. Cole for example. Right? Let's take J. Cole. Very simple. Everybody knows J. Cole, right?
Okay.
Right? Underground did his fucking album like once and then waited 4 years to drop another album, right? And still had that mass following, and people are listening to his songs still today, right?
Yeah.
Now let's put in, for example, Alif. He did that Swipe song, right? It was viral for like I think about 2 months, right? 2 or 3 months,
They really push that.
right? And it died off. Right? And nobody's talking about that song. There's a new viral song that has come out.
No, I think it's
Some
wrong
other-
for us to compare current song with the previous song, because now we have social media. Humans nowadays, they have a short span of the short attention span.
Maybe, but why are we still bumping the old songs?
Yeah. Dude, like there are younger generations.
You
There are
feel me?
younger generations that are dancing and doing moonwalks for Michael Jackson.
And they still do that shit.
Motherfucker died a long time ago, man. Right?
There's still people bumping pop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
religiously.
They
Right? So
didn't do songs. They didn't do songs in a calculative manner. They did it because it's the art.
it's the
Yeah.
art,
That's
right?
what outlast.
Because it's
And I
made,
think-
like you said, out of emotions, out of temporary emotions that they were feeling on the spot that a lot of people could resonate to at the same time.
Yeah.
These people like got viral for a short time, like 2 months with Alif and stuff like that. Like you said, it's made in a box. So it just fits in that box. I think there's gonna be another box.
That box is
There's gonna be another
box.
box.
Pretty much.
So the question would be, in the next
Exactly.
50 years, right? Which would you think would last, Michael Jackson or Alif?
Why you
I mean, it's a different standard. It's a different standard, but what I'm talking about, I mean, Michael Jackson, yeah,
But put aside his Swipe song, his other songs, like,
He has a lot of good tracks though. I'll give him that.
no, he does. But would he leave an impression?
I think
In
people
the
will
next
still.
10 to
He's
15
very
years.
vibey, so I think people will still bump his song in the next 10 years.
because why?
But
Michael
not
Jackson,
in the same degree of Michael Jackson. Obviously, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
no, Michael Jackson is a game changer.
Bro, every
He
time
changed
Michael,
the genre, he changed the dance, he changed the way people act.
Oh,
he
yeah.
changed the industry.
yeah,
You cannot compare Michael Jackson with that.
Alif is a
cannot.
trend hopper. Wow,
If you want to
Jackson.
compare Michael Jackson with Drake, yes, makes sense.
Michael Jackson with M.
Nah.
Sam.
Eminem.
I mean, in terms of like,
Because-
we're
because
talking
it's
about
white.
the game changing factor, right? We're talking about the game changing.
Right. Okay.
He opened up doors now.
True.
Yeah.
Open up. Okay.
Yeah, he
okay.
opened up doors now.
Okay.
We wouldn't have that.
But the impact is not as big as Michael Jackson.
Oh hell no.
Yeah,
Still.
Hell no.
If
Motherfuckers were
Okay,
fainting on
okay.
stage.
But I'm talking about like game changing.
Those girls were literally fainting. Just be like, Michael.
True. It's gonna take a while. Oh, thank you.
Let's put Michael out of the picture. Impression-wise, do you think any artist would leave an impression in the next 10 to 15 years?
And
Local?
the artist, what?
Local, motherfucking
You know, of
local,
course,
man.
you know, definitely.
Yuna's definitely high up.
I wouldn't class Yuna
She's
as
gonna
local
go-
anymore, man.
Why
But
you
yeah,
don't
she's
wanna
not
just-
local. She's not local. Like it or not, she's
No.
like Rich Brian.
For me, I'm gonna put it this way. Don't
Then who
I
else
don't
you
want
got if
I
you put
don't
Yuna
want
aside?
I don't want to be the typical Malaysian that doesn't support her, and then all of a sudden when she's up there, oh, she's Malaysian. I don't want to do that shit, right? I mean, we've done it with Olympians, we've done it with sports stars, we've done it with artists, and I don't want to be that. Yuna basically, I would say it doesn't classify in the local scene,
Yeah.
right?
She's she's like a standard above. Man, that motherfucker was loud.
Then who?
That's why I'm asking you guys. Who you think would leave? an impression?
I feel if Sona ever got his fucking chains off his back and finally became free.
Okay, let's make a comparison.
Okay.
Sona One and Ali.
Well, that's a good place. to
That's a good place to compare it to, actually.
because he's your friend, right? So he's gonna be biased.
No, I
You
wouldn't
gotta
say
be- you gotta be
biased.
unbiased, motherfucker.
Yeah, I know. So I'm gonna say it honestly.
They're not friends anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that too.
Definitely Ali then.
But apparently no. Like facts, I feel like Alif is a better producer, although he's a very like clear sound of how he produces his songs. But I feel like maybe 5-7 years ago, bar wise, it would have been Sona.
Definitely.
Okay,
And
so
now-
you're saying Sona One is trash and Cash is Ali?
For now, yeah.
Now
Whoa.
we're talking.
For now, yeah.
We're
That's the
projecting. We're
spirit.
projecting.
Are you sure you're being unbiased?
Hey, I cannot be any more unbiased than that.
But I agree with him like the difference between Alif and Son right now is their creative freedom.
Exactly.
Okay, if you look at it from that
Son
perspective,
is
yeah.
under Def
Yeah.
Jam and Alif is under nobody.
From the sound perspective pun, it sounds the same as he did the song 10 years ago. Is it 10 years?
What, Sona?
6, yeah.
Sona,
It
nah,
sounds-
man,
it
his
sounds
sound
the
was very different, like 7 years
Yeah,
ago.
actually, yeah,
Very
I
different.
agree.
When he did like that
Once
Hot
he-
LS song and a
Yeah.
lot of other songs, he did a couple of mainstream songs like Firefly and shit. But I feel like his range was way wider than compared to now, where it's very narrow. Maybe it's a Def Jam thing. Maybe it's the chains on his back thing. I don't know.
I
But
think-
I
I
feel
think-
like Sona, you gotta spread
let
your
go.
wings and fly, man.
And I think this is where like the monopolizing of the market, right? Like when you talk about all these big labels, we've seen Def Jam go in artists and then come out artists, and the artist is like totally different.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah,
like a
It's like,
factory.
it's like a brainwashing factory, right?
yeah, yeah. It's like a school.
So Def Jam is a brainwash factory.
Yeah, we pick a good,
it was a library where artists are getting shelved.
That too.
Metaphors.
they probably got
A
tons of
factual
shops,
metaphor.
Right? So instead of Def Jam, they should call it IKEA. Correct what you say. Sona is so trapped in one scene that he's stuck to doing that scene because it's generated the most income for Sona.
That's what
Right?
happens when you go for the bag.
Yeah, yeah.
Amen. I mean,
Definitely, it is
you
what it is.
lose yourself, right? And then you got Alif, who's pretty much been around, right? And he's going for the bag. And in the next 5 or 10 years, I think Alif probably will fall down that same road that Sona is on now.
But the thing
I think
Hopefully not.
within
Hopefully
5
not.
years, I have
No,
a feeling.
but you see, why I say it,
the main problem is Alif is not even Malaysian.
Yeah, he's Singaporean,
I
right?
doubt it. Because if he stays on this freedom path that he's on, creative freedom path that he's on, he's only gonna grow.
But that's
amen,
not true.
amen. But again, you see, sooner or later, somebody's going to offer him a bag, man. You're
But then again, he could always pull the hat, the
You're going to
cap
sign the
out of the
dotted
hat.
line.
He could always pull that. Okay,
Like he's dealt with that already.
Hopefully,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I'm not hoping that happens. But what I'm saying is that a devil is going to come knocking at the door, right? Sooner or later.
I think he'd be
Right.
smarter than that, though. I
Hopefully,
think he
hopefully.
wouldn't sign another deal,
It-
but I
it-
think
yeah, definitely.
I think what he would do is be like, hey, yo, you know what? I already made all this music. How about you buy my catalog instead? Like all these other artists have been doing.
Right? Because I don't want artists to lose their creative side of it. We have seen a lot of artists do it.
I think for me personally, Alif was the only one who was able to balance that creative freedom and the template with the song Swipe.
True. So
Because
like,
you feel it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
yeah. So like I said, hopefully he's experienced enough to say, hey, you know what? Fuck it. You've heard my songs. Why don't you buy that fucking shit, right? Instead of signing me on a label, and they say, but we also have to understand that he's young, right? Not that young, but he's young, right? He doesn't have a mentor in the industry. I don't know, but most probably like in a big scale.
He learned out of experience, not because of a mentor said you should try this, try that. I feel like he was already listening to his friends back then. That's why he was already in Def Jam, and then he got like, yo, this ain't working out for me.
He got played.
He got
right?
played. He got played. He got played
played.
big time with the cuts and the label fees and all that extra bullshit. So I feel like this is him coming out of his
Sure.
shell and cocoon and being like, yo, it's
I felt like he came out with shell from his last few releases before Swipe.
No, I agree. It's just that swipe is his hard work being paid off. I would look at it.
Sekali Lagi and all those.
Yeah.
it's like him getting back on a big stage. Swipe. It's like making sure he has the amount of target reach that
Yes.
he wants again. So
Correct.
that song is just a little bump for his audience reach to set the tone for his new upcoming releases.
Yeah, definitely.
To make sure that his songs are appreciated by the amount of number of people he want them to listen to.
Amen. Right, but I hope for the best for him, definitely.
Same. I wish
Right.
both of y'all success, and it's all love. You know how it is.
I'm hoping